So many of you have contacted me and said, could you help me get pregnant? I need to get pregnant, I need to stay pregnant, I need to make a baby, carry, what am I doing wrong? All my friends are getting pregnant and I'm not. Now the hormones that make pregnancy possible start in your mind, and I've had a long history of helping women all over the world have a healthy baby. I was told I could never get pregnant, and even if I did, I would never ever be able to carry my baby to full term. And even if I did that, the baby would have a lot of things wrong. I did get pregnant. I carried that baby to full term. When she was born, she was absolutely perfect. She couldn't have been more healthy. She was full term, she was 7.5 pounds. All the things I was told could not be possible. And from that moment, I set about helping so many other women get pregnant. And I began to see that all the women I worked with had what I called baby blocks. They had blocks that I just had to dismantle with them in order for them to get pregnant. So I'm going to tell you some of the blocks. Then we're going to do a meditation to make you super fertile. So the biggest block often was the fear of the unknown. I'm going to, my body's not going to be my own, and what if I lose the baby? What if something is wrong with the baby? What if I'm a terrible parent? I have no experience in this, and I don't actually get on with my mother. What if my baby doesn't like me? What if the baby ruins my beautiful relationship because my dad left my mum when she was pregnant? So let's have a look at some of the fears you may have about getting pregnant. Fear of hospitals, very common, but you don't have to have your baby in a hospital. You need to go and have some tests and checkups, but you don't actually need to have your baby in a hospital. Fear of birth, that's a big one. We're told it's agony, it's so painful, and yet people all over the world give birth every day, often 1, 2, 3 times. We see animals giving birth, and I've watched a horse give birth to something with like enormously long legs, and yet they just seem to get on with it. So you can get over a fear of hospital, you can get over a fear of birth. After all, your body knows how to give birth. Women in comas give birth. The body that has made this miracle baby and carried it to full term can deliver it without much help from you at all. But if you want to participate, you can have a birth that is easy and magical and extraordinary. And I don't want to upset the woman that said my birth was horrendous. Mine was amazing. Maybe I was lucky, but I planned it. And I told my body what to do. You have made this amazing baby. You know how to deliver it. The long muscles contract to push the baby out. The round muscles relax to let the baby pass through. And my job is to go through that without fear, to keep saying to the baby, I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to hold you. And I had kind of easy birth. And lots of women I know do too. And yes, I meet people that have had awful births, but they often go on and have another one too, because the mind will forget. So you can overcome fear of birth, fear of hospitals, fear of needles, fear of your body not being your own, fear of your partner leaving you, fear of you getting really fat, fear of you losing your job, fear of the baby not liking you, fear of the baby growing up into someone that doesn't get on with you. There are many, many things you can do to increase your ability to make, carry, grow, and raise a perfect child. Taking sugar out of your diet is super helpful, minimizing dairy, minimizing caffeine and alcohol. But the biggest thing is your thinking. Even if you are having IVF, you see, many of my clients, I went to the IVF clinic and they told me, you have a 25% chance of this working. We have a 25% success rate. But I heard, oh, you have a 75% failure rate. I bet I'm in that 75%. And if you're going to have IVF, you must believe, decide, know that you are in the 25%. Some of them said, my doctor told me it normally works after the 3rd round of IVF. And that's not a good thing to believe. You have to believe, for me, it will work the first time. Rather like I work with people with cancer who say there's only a 20% chance of me surviving. I said, well, be in that 20%. I don't want to sound glib, but you have to make a decision. I was told I could never get pregnant, never carry a baby, never have a healthy baby. And I did, and it was so easy.